Hi everyone, it's Lehman with Lace Covered Skies, and I'm here today to show you the results of the avocado dyeing that I did in the last video, where I avocado dyed through the stencils from Temu, and we're going to see how they turned out. But before I do that, I wanted to let you know that I have a coupon code for Temu. I'll leave that in the description box down below. It's for 50% off your entire order if you're a new app user. And I also will have all of these stencils linked down below, as well as everything that I got from that Temu haul. And if you want to see everything that I got in that Temu haul, I'll leave that link down below too. So all that information will be in the description box. All right, so in the last video, I took the dies that I got from Temu, and they were very large dies this time. In the past, I'd gotten dies and they weren't quite as big as these. So in that last video, I ended up cutting some of the stencils, and you saw me do that. So I'm gonna pull out the ones that I cut in that video. And then we're going to see the results of these, how they did with the avocado dye sprayed through them. And I have some dyes in here that were not from that haul, so I will not be showing you specifically the results from those, but I'll let you know which ones were not. I think this was from that one as well. I'm trying to decide where I should put these, because I will be showing you some other things after we go through all of this avocado dyeing. And as you know, avocado dye does not leave as distinct a mark as coffee dye, so I was curious how these would turn out, and you will be hearing my verdict. All right, so all the ones that I pulled to the side here is what we're going to be looking at. Now, I did kind of brush and spray the avocado dye through other pieces of paper, and this is how it turned out. So I have some small pieces that I did, and then I have index cards. I always use index cards in my journals, and I especially love when they are avocado dyed. Now, I will say that this avocado dye turned out more of a cool pink as opposed to a warmer pink that I've gotten in the past. So I don't know if it was more concentrated, that's why it turned out to be this color. All right, let me try to remember which dyes came, which papers came from these stencils. All right. Now, I did some on this graph paper, which was thicker than just printer paper, so it turned out less pigmented, which it could be a good thing. I think it turned out good. Here's the first one. This, I think, turned out great. I love the subtlety in person. I think it's coming through pretty true on the video, but it's just very subtle and it's not so stained, which I really like. And let me see if I can find the stencil. It's this one right here. I cut off a chunk of it on this side as well as down here, and this is what we ended up with. And I think it's one of my favorites. I really love how the avocado dye worked on this paper, because I do like the more subtle look. So that was one. And this is from the leftover pieces that were cut off of the die. So I think it was this piece as well as this piece. So I really like how it turned out too. Oh, and then on the back of it, I put this piece. So as you can see, avocado die is small but mighty in that it appears to be very light, but the staining is light, but it's also very defined. So that's why I love avocado die. Here's another one from the same stencils. As you can see, they are very defined, even though it's not like bam in your face. Love this one. I really like that shade of pink. Now let me find more. All right, you can see here, this is from one of the larger stencils. I think it was this one. And I think it's so pretty as well. It's very defined. The paper absorbed the avocado dye really well, and it gave it a very pigmented look. You can see the difference here on a paper that absorbs the dye more versus one that doesn't absorb it quite as much. It's a very different pink, and it's the exact same avocado dye. But I love how this stencil turned out. And then this is the other side of it, I believe, like the negative or the positive. I think these are the same. And then there's this one, which I think is so pretty. I think this is the negative and positive right here. And then there's that more delicate stencil, the one that said Paris on it. I thought I had it here. Let me see if I can find it really quick. I know it's here somewhere, but it's the one that said Paris on it. And it was the one that was just a single stencil by itself. It didn't come in a pack. If it turns up here, oh, it's right here. It's this one. It's the one that I said was my favorite, and it came on its own. Well, it turned out so pretty. Look at how delicate that is. I think this might be the other side, but yeah, definitely, I think my favorite in terms of style and the way it worked out. So there's that one, and there's this one. I think we saw these two before. I just love how it looks. This is gonna look so pretty in any journal just because it's so subtle. And let's see if I can find some more here. Here. Just really, really pretty. And I love how, I guess the excess avocado dye ran off on the edge here, and it just kind of pulled off right there. It's just so, you never know what you're gonna get. I think this is one of the ones that were cut off on the corner. And here's another one that was cut off. I really did not know how it would turn out on this graph paper, but it's my favorite. And this is right, it came from this right here, the two halves that were cut off from other larger stencils, and it turned out so pretty. It'll just look so random in a journal. And the back is even more subtle because the paper was, like I said, thicker and didn't absorb the dye so much. Okay, here's that Paris one again. So pretty. Here's this one. Here's another one of that Paris one. This is the negative versus positive there. As you can see, it's very lacy in a delicate way. Here's this one. I love the definition right there. And one of those corner pieces. I love these little drapings right here. And the teardrops. And then there's this one. But yeah, I really love the results. I think these stencils, because they were larger, and I was a little bit iffy about how large they were. But I think because they were so large, they did a lot better than smaller stencils, because they take, I don't know, the detail comes out clearer because the area where the design is larger, if that makes sense. So I really love these larger stencils for avocado dyeing. I did not think I would like it, but I actually do. And if I see some more, I was really hesitant on getting the ones that were for walls and stuff, especially like some floral designs. If I see it next time, I think I might try them out. So yeah, let me know how you thought those turned out. I thought they were great. And now I just wanted to really quickly, let me put these back in. I wanted to really quickly, this is so pretty, just go ahead and test out this die set that I had tested previously, but I was missing one of the parts. So we're going to go ahead and test it out now. And they were this set right here. So there's a bottom piece, a second piece, a third piece, and a fourth piece, and they layer on top of each other. And I think I was missing this piece before. So we're going to try this out. I have my big shot right here. And I have some papers, some cutoffs here. I wanted to use pink. So here we have just some scraps, and none of my bigger scissors are right here. So, all right, let's go ahead. Okay, so we're gonna do that one, and then we're gonna do this. This is a digital from Jenny All Sorts, and I had used it for something else, so we're going to use that. And then I have this right here. Hopefully it fits. Yes. And this really light green color. So let me actually, I'm going to cut off a piece here. And I know I'm being really stingy, but I don't want to cut off too much excess. All right. Now for the color arrangement. I think I'm going to do this on the bottom, and then this for the next layer. No, let's do it like this. We'll go like this. So let me find the top layers right here. So let's go with this one. Let me see if I can do a lot, like many in one pass. And I generally don't like to do this because, especially if the dyes are from different companies, because they might be different thicknesses, so it's not going to cut through as well. But this is all one set, so it should be fine. The only thing is that the paper is going to be from a different, it'll have different thicknesses. That's the only thing. But let's just try it. I'm going to do a few passes to make sure that it really went through. Hopefully the dyes are not moving under there. All right. Sorry if that was loud. So we have that. It fell onto the ground there. And then let me go ahead and do the pattern paper as well. All right. Okay, let's see what we came up with. These are pretty detailed. But the nice thing about them is that it's not too time consuming to take off all the pieces. So that was one layer. This is the second from the top layer. See how detailed it is? But it's pretty small, so that's why it doesn't take too long to separate things. And they are good stencils. I mean, why do I keep saying stencils in place of dies and vice versa? Let's see here. This part here is probably the most, like, the hardest part to separate because it is detailed. But everything else is pretty straightforward. All right, so there's that piece. As you can see, it's very detailed and it cut out really well. And then there's this piece. Oh, that is the top piece actually. Now I think this pattern paper did really well with this because the pattern was small, so you can see some of the roses and you can tell what the pattern is. So I think for this die, you need that kind of paper. All right, so this is the bottom layer. This is the next layer. And then this. And then this. What do you guys think? I think that this makes it a little too busy maybe. And this right here, these two, I mean, this is because it's my choices, right? This is a little bit too cool of a pink for this. But I think that it just, even given that, it's just so whimsical looking. Now I do have another set that we can try to mix and match and see. So for this set, hopefully it's all here. I have this one as a bottom layer. And then there's that. And then that. And this red piece. And I think that turns out so pretty. But let's try something. Okay, so this is white, so let's see how that turns out with all solid colors. And I think it's better to go with solid colors because of the design. It's almost like this is making its own pattern. I mean, for sure that's the case, but the layers just look so pretty together. So let's try and mix and match. I'm just curious to see. I think that's really pretty. I almost feel like the more simple the papers are, the prettier it turns out. Let's try swapping a few things out. Yeah, I really like this dye. Let's try this and put this over the top. Yeah, super cool. I think I'm going to be using these in journals as little background pieces, just embellishments, but I think I'm going to use these in my collage book as well, because I think they'll make interesting little backgrounds just popping up in the back. And they do look vintage retro to me somehow, so I think that's going to give it, it's going to really go well with my vintage retro collages. Now, another thing I tested out were these papers right here. I just did a quick little test with this embossing folder, and I think it turned out so pretty. I'm definitely going to be using this in my collage book as well as my junk journals. But yeah, that's what I wanted to show you guys, just little updates on things that I got from Temu. I'm trying to not have glare here, but let me know what you guys liked. Do you like this die set? I really like the different parts, and I think it's just so different from other dies that I have. And I really liked that one stencil. I like the bigger stencils, so that's something I want to keep in mind for the future, but this was my absolute favorite right here. Okay, my stencils are getting stuck together. This one, so pretty. All right, but thank you so much for watching today. I hope you liked seeing the results from the last video. And again, I'll have all the Temu information in the description box. But thank you so much for watching today, and I will talk to you next time. Bye, everyone.